Today we are going to learn prepositions. So what is preposition? Preposition is a parts of speech. You know about parts of speech? Parts of speech is the words that we use in a sentence, and in every sentence there are some words, and every word has its own function, and according to the function of the words we classify them in parts of speech, and preposition is one of them. Okay, so what is the definition of preposition? A preposition is a word placed before a noun or pronoun to show the relationship between the person or the thing denoted by it and something else. So it makes the relation between two words. Like I'm telling you an example about it. It's not given here. I'm telling you as myself that if I tell you that book, okay, that book, and if I tell you table, so these words are different words. Book is a noun and table is also a noun. Okay, and if I tell you that put the book on the table, so here the relationship builds with the book and the table. So on by the word on, we are making a relationship between the book and the table. So this word on is a preposition which denotes the position or the relationship between two words. Okay, so it's clear to you? Like we saw a horse on the road. Okay, so horse and road, there is no relation between them if we don't use on. So we saw a horse on the road. Then the thing is that the horse was standing on the road or it was running on the road. So there is a relation with the horse and the road. I am fond of ice cream. Fond of. So of, it makes the relationship with I and ice cream. The monkey jumped off the table. In the sentence, the preposition joins a noun to another noun. In sentence B, the preposition joins a noun to an adjective. Okay, so in sentence C, the preposition joins a noun to a verb. Jumped off the table. Jumped and table. Okay, so the noun or pronoun which is used with a preposition is called its object. A preposition may have more than one object, as they ran across the hill and the plain. So the hill and the plain are two different objects. Okay, so what kinds of prepositions are there? First of all, you will come to prepositions of time. So the prepositions which denotes the time or which indicates about something about time is called preposition of time, like for and since. Now let's see about its use. For is followed by a period of time. For is used with all the tenses. So for a period of time we use for, and we can use it in all the tenses. There is no difference whether it is a past tense, future tense or present tense. You can use in all the tenses. So since is followed by a point of time and is preceded by a verb in some perfect tense, as we have been living in this town for 8 years. We lived in this town for 8 years. We have been living in this town since 2000 and still we are living here. So this indicates the time period from which you are living in. From is also used before a noun or a phrase denoting some point of time, but unlike since, it is used with all the tenses. We use since with in present perfect continuous tense or past perfect continuous tense. We use more in present perfect continuous tense. Okay, but since it is used with all the tenses, as we shall rest from May, we can use from in all the tenses. Unlike since, he will come to school from tomorrow. Okay, so you have noticed it. Now at, in and on, all these are prepositions. Look at the uses of this. At is used with an exact point of time. The bell rang at 2 o'clock. It's the exact point of time, 2 o'clock. Now, at is also used with festivals, at Christmas, at Easter, at Durga Puja, like these things. In is used with periods of time, like our friends arrived in morning. It's a time period, morning, and in is used here. The museum will be closed in July. So July is the time period when the museum will be closed, and therefore in is used here. On is used with days and with dates, which includes the day. We played cricket on Sunday. The battle was fought on 6th October. So it's a day or a date. We use on with a day or a date. In and on are not used before today, yesterday, tomorrow, the day after tomorrow. So before these words, we cannot use in or in and on. Last or next with this. I am going shopping tomorrow. Okay, not on tomorrow, not in tomorrow. It's very awkward to use. It's not suitable. It rained heavily last Sunday. Notice the difference between on time and in time. On time means punctually. In time, before the time appointed. In time, that means if you are scheduled to come at 10 o'clock, then if you get there in time, that means you came before 10 o'clock, within 10 o'clock. And on time, that means you are punctual. Okay, so the difference is that she got to the cinema on time, just before the film began. That is, just before the film began. She got to the cinema in time to have a talk with her friends. That means that before the film began. Okay, you got the difference here? In before a noun denoting a period of time means at the end of. Within means before the end of. As Tom will arrive in 10 minutes. 10 minutes time. I shall return within an hour. Okay, so in before a noun denoting a period of time. 10 minutes, it's a period of time. Means at the end of. Okay, and within means before. Within an hour, that means before time. I will return before time. Okay, come to the next point. By. Okay, I am telling you one thing, that if you are not getting the same page number which I am using, because it's a different edition book, but you will definitely get these things in your book, and the syllabus is same, so don't get panic. The syllabus is same, and the theory, that is not going to change, because it's English 1, it's language. And whatever book we use, whatever syllabus we are taking, it's the same thing which we are going to read. So don't get panic about the books. Okay, it is also Total English, and you are using also Total English, and in Total English you will definitely find this. Okay, so in preposition chapter you are going to find this. So by, when used as a preposition, by has the meaning not later than. The field must be plowed by the end of this month. That means before the time ends. You have to do that before the time ends. It is therefore important to distinguish between by and at. So bring the book to the office by 10 o'clock. Bring the book to the office at 10 o'clock. So what is the difference between these two uses? Bring the book to the office by 10 o'clock, that means you have to bring it before 10 o'clock. And bring the book to the office at 10 o'clock, then you have to come at just exactly 10 o'clock, not before or not after. Okay, so the difference of uses are there. You have to identify it, and when you will practice a lot, you will definitely get the perfection in preposition. Okay, now till and to. till is used of time and to is used of place. As I rested till 5 o'clock. I rested till 5 o'clock. We walked to the end of the street. So till 5 o'clock I waited and we walked to the end. That means at the end point. So prepositions are totally different in their use. In and within. In implies at the end of some future period. At the end of some future period. Within denotes before the end of. As Mona, look at the examples. Mona will return in a month. So at the close of. Okay. So at the close of. She will return at the close of the month. Not before the time. Okay. And when we are telling that Mona will return within a month, then it is in less than. That means she is not going to take a month. She will return definitely before a month. Okay, so the difference is there. Now come to the next one. It is in and after. In implies at the end, at a period of time in the future, while after denotes at the end of a period of time in the past. Like Mona will return in a week. When the week is over. Okay. Mona returned after a week. That means when the week is over. So the tense is different and the meaning is changing. You know, and you have to identify that whether it is which tense it is and what use you are going to do it. Okay. Now next, before and for. Before is used to denote a point of future time. For is used to show a period of future time. Like Tapas will be there for an hour. So for an hour, that means for a period of time he will be there. And 1 hour he is going to stay. And it is not going to exceed 1 hour. And in next example, Tapas will be there before 6 o'clock. That means before 6 o'clock he will definitely get there. Okay, you get the point. Now come to the next. Prepositions of place. In and at. In suggests enclosed with an area, like in a bag, in the room, in Kolkata. Okay, the expression is in the middle. At suggests not enclosed. Not enclosed. That means it's a bigger section. At the crossroads, at the end of the road, at the station. So it's a definite point of time, and it is a bigger section. Okay, we often use at when we want to suggest that some activity is taking place. He is working at his desk. That means the desk is his destiny, and on that place he is going to work. We saw a good film at the cinema. So where is the place? It is the cinema where we are going to watch the movie. We seeing the movie. The teacher is standing at the blackboard. He is proposing to make use of it. That means at the blackboard he or she is standing, and he or she is proposing to use the blackboard. That is why he or she is standing there. Okay. Now come to the next one. On and upon. On is used for referring to things at rest, and upon for things in motion. We sat on a bed. That is, bed is not in motion. It's a static thing. The cat sprang upon the table. That means the cat was in motion. That is why we are using upon. So the difference is quite clear here, isn't it? Now, come to the next one. Beside and besides. Beside means by the side, and besides mean in addition to that. That means with it. We sat beside the fireplace. That means fireplace is just by my side. And besides giving him books, I wrote notes for him. That means not only the books, I gave him the books, and not only the books, I also wrote notes for him. Okay, so the difference is quite clear. Next, between and among. Between is used while referring to two persons or things. Among refers to more than two persons or things. So just to go through the examples. The property was divided between two brothers. So we are using between when there are two persons or two things or like that. The thieves quarreled among themselves. That means there are not two persons, there are many persons. Okay, so in many persons we use among. In and into. In implies a state of rest or position inside something. Into denotes motion towards the inside of something. Like Sona lives in a rented flat. That is a definite position. He jumped into the swimming pool. That means he was in motion. When I using into, that means the thing is motion. The ball fell into the hole. That means the ball was in motion. She came running. She came rushing into the room. That means he or she is in motion. By and with. By is used after verbs in the passive to express the agent or doer of the action expressed by the verb. In voice change, you have noticed that we use by after verbs. With is used, with is used with the instrument with which the action is done, as the snake was killed by a boy with a stick. Okay, the tree was cut by the farmer with an axe. Okay, so the difference is quite clear, and I am telling you once more time that you practice a lot about the prepositions. You will definitely do the perfection in it. Okay, so thank you for today.